All right, well, here we are going into the New York Map Reading Challenge for this year. And if you've been following the series, you know that even in the scouting trip, I was just not feeling this map reading challenge, but I went through with it anyway. Making matters even worse going into it is that it's predicted to just be rain and miserable weather throughout the whole thing. Let's pick up the action the night before the hunting even starts to see what's going on. All right, so this is still night one before the hunting even begins, and Silvio just noticed that his tire's going flat. Uh-oh. Flat tire and compressor's not working. Mine works. If you want mine. There you go.
Yeah, it's called a button. On. I never would have guessed it. On means that it works.
Some things are child-proof and some things are Silvio-proof.
My motto, be prepared and not have other people that are prepared with you. Whoever came to fix a plant, you have a shovel, and you have a flashlight. We're good. AAA membership gold. Bring it. How about you?
It's cold, and I'm just getting up. It's 4:50. The other guys are getting up. We're getting ready to leave base camp, although Corey cannot find his keys. So Corey's not leaving.
No, I'll be leaving. It's for the car or not. That's right. I know I didn't put them in the bag.
So it was a rough start even with the guys in camp that morning. So let's go check in with them in the woods and see what's going on. And I have to say this, they were talking so quiet, I really had to crank the audio just so you could hear him. Corey's gonna be first, you can hear him, but Joe, barely hear him, and Silvio, he was using a GoPro, couldn't hear him at all, even when I jacked the volume way up. So it's almost like when you used to watch those Kung Fu movies where they'd have the lips moving and they'd dub in some audio over it. I'm gonna have to just try to figure out what Silvio was saying and provide the audio.
It's October 1st. First day of hunting season for bow in New York State. I can really tell it was the first day. I had a real hard time getting to my tree stand this morning. I couldn't find my tree. Still can't find my tree. I'm in a little tree that I just climbed up in. I was tired of walking around in the woods. I got up in the tree stand, didn't feel safe, so I just did it all over again. So I just wasted about an hour. As you can tell, I can tell it's the first day. I want to get all this out of me right now, and by the grace of God, I'll see a deer today. Hey everybody, Joe here, all set up at the bottom of an old river creek bed here. Kind of ran around. Went in a little blind this morning. Didn't have a whole lot of luck finding any good sign, but I found this old creek bed here. It doesn't have much water in it, but I see that the deer have been crossing it here about 40 yards in front of me. So, here's hoping.
It's evening hunt of the Map Reading Challenge 2016. At this spot, I have 420 turkey. I hope this is a buck spot.
Okay, end of day one for the Map Reading Challenge in New York. This morning, kind of rough, foggy, rainy conditions. I wasn't feeling confident with my first spot, so I moved to another spot. When I got there, I bumped a deer. I think it was about a 7-pointer. And yeah, that was pretty much it for me. The other guys didn't do any good. I saw a couple little bucks when I came out to the car. And then since it was going to be raining tonight, which it's raining, you know, right now, I went to church. Being it's Saturday night, I can go to church Saturday nights. Because the weather's supposed to be a little bit cleared off in the morning. I think the rain's supposed to stop around 5 in the morning. So I figured, okay, I'll go to church tonight. That way I can hunt in the morning. The other guys are out sitting in the rain right now, and I haven't heard from them, so I don't know if anyone's done any good. But we're going to find out soon, because they should be getting back here to camp. And I'm going to start getting dinner ready. That's what's up.
Story time.
Corey, man, day 1 of the map reading challenge is over. Mother Nature's been kicking us in the tail today. Tell me what's up. How you feeling? What's going on?
Oh man, it was a great day to be out in the woods. Other than this rain that just started here. The morning started with me screwing up. I was trying to get to my stand and I couldn't find it for the life of me. I did a quick prayer to have God help me find it. He gave me a trail. I chose another way and I suffered for it. But long story short, I went back to the trail, found my stand, and in the meantime, heading to that stand, I bumped 3 deer. I don't know what they were. I assume doe because they're all together. Came back for a quick bite to eat and went out to try the blind on a food plot. Nothing but goldenrod.
All right, so day 1's done. What's your plan going into day 2?
Well, day 2, first and foremost, go to church, and then get back here, and I'm going to try and have another food plot on my mind, and I think I'm going to hit that one tomorrow night.
All right, man, sounds good. Good luck to you. Hopefully this weather gives you a break tomorrow. We'll see.
Well, we'll see.
They're calling for more rain, but we'll see. Mr. Joe, Mainville.
How are you doing?
I know you didn't take a shower today, but you're all wet. Tell me what's going on, brother.
It is raining.
So what's your plan for tomorrow now? We struck out today, weather didn't help. What are you going to do tomorrow?
I've got a pretty good night plan for tomorrow. The morning is still kind of hit or miss.
Okay.
I liked where I was in my set tonight. I think it would be a good location for a stand. It was pretty open, and I did have deer come through. They were just behind me in the blind, so I didn't see them, but I heard them. They weren't happy I was there. So I think there's deer over there, and I think it'll be a good, I don't know, so I may go back over there in the morning.
All right, brother, sounds good. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
We were just discussing the percentage chance of rain for tonight, and although the forecast was saying 50%, we're bumping it up to 100. There's been times I've hunted in New York with a 0% chance of precipitation, and it snowed like 2 inches on me. I have it on video too.
Welcome to New York.
Yeah. The people in New York, they need a little help with their weather forecasting. Over and out. All right, Silvio, you're in the process of warming up some venison stew that I brought. Hopefully we don't die from it. I'm not a bad cook. But hey, tell me what happened today.
Today was a very exciting day. Got to a great place. It was a little valley and a big drop off. I knew the deer were going to funnel through there. I set up for the afternoon hunt. Everything was going pretty good, and then all of a sudden a pickup truck pulls up and starts dropping off hunters right on the road. And I said, you know what, let me scoot out of here. Let's see if they push anything out. Dropped all my equipment down, moved about 100 yards to the right of me. I start setting up, I'm up about 10 feet, and all of a sudden a deer comes walking in, and she beds down. I'm like, great, I'll just wait her out. And then the typhoon hit, a tsunami, rain, and I was soaking wet. I was really bummed out about the rain, but you know what, the umbrella held up for a little bit. I went to the gas station, I did a gas station change shower.
Yeah.
Dried
now you're
myself
getting
with
wet all
toilet
over
paper.
again. You're kind of off the edge of that thing.
Dried myself with toilet paper, and head back to camp to
That's a true hunter right there for you, folks.
gas station showering at its best. Don't
And
use their soap.
this is not deep in the second floor of your house.
No, this
is deep.
Deep inside the second floor of my house, because outside is raining, is a hunter that will not only impress you, but show you how to be humble. Not being able to open this door is probably the first step of being humble. Get a hold of Hunter 2016. Hopefully I won't be coming out of a blind. I'll be up in the tree stand. My tree stand. This is my gear for most of the cold weather stuff. Okay, so that really doesn't want to work with me too well. But as you can see, this is my whole equipment.
And this is not deep in the second floor of your house.
No, this
is deep in the jungle of New York.
This is real.
Where there
rain.
is no real escape from the rain.
I should have brought the blind, but I didn't.
Well, at the end of the day and after the interviews, Silvio actually wanted to sit down and ask me some questions on behalf of the public. And funny enough, some of the content, especially in the beginning here, I was planning to incorporate in a guest speaking talk that I'm going to be giving in a couple weeks at a sportsman's banquet. So let's check in and see what's going on in camp. So, do you want to take the camera, or do you want me to hold it and as you interview? I mean, come on now, do your job.
I'll hold the camera.
It should say record. Does it say record?
It is saying record.
All right.
All right. First question that I'm pretty sure that the general public would like to know is, why do you do this? Why do you go out and hunt and post videos?
Ooh, you asked a question with a long answer.
In pieces.
Okay, the reason I do this, it's a very packed answer. There's a lot of details that goes into it. I would say the starting point was I was a teenager and I saw a hunting video. This was in 1990, 91, something like that, 92, somewhere around there. Between 90 and 92, I saw a hunting video. And I was already obsessed with hunting at that point, even though I hadn't been very successful yet. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, like people make a living doing this? That's what I got to do with my life, you know, right there. And so a couple years later, I had saved up enough money, got a video camera, started talking people into videoing because I wanted to be a professional hunter. I wanted to hunt for a living. And then in college, I sort of had a God moment where he straight up told me, if you don't change, you're going to go to hell. Is that my phone or yours? Yeah. And so anyway, I started to reform my life, get to church and do all that, and then volunteer. And then I kind of gave up hunting because I thought, well, Jesus didn't hunt, so I'm not going to hunt. And then I joined a religious order, and while I was there, it was almost like a long list of lessons, but God kind of was like showing me that I could reach people through the things I'm interested in. Like I was living in England and someone donated a skateboard, so I was a monk with a skateboard riding around town and the kids were following me and the kids wanted to learn how to skateboard. So here I am teaching them how to skateboard, and it was like, you know, wow. And at the same time, I kept feeling like God was saying, I want you to make hunting videos. And I was like, wow, I can't believe this, but I can't hunt. I'm a monk. And then, you know, time went on, and I realized I was there because that's what other people thought I should do, not what I ever felt called to. So I came home from doing that, and it was like, okay, well now what? You know, and so I kind of started to do the videos, but I realized that I wasn't shooting all these monster bucks like you see in a lot of these videos. I don't have that to offer. So I was like, what do I have to offer people? Well, I can teach them what I know, and I know a lot. And so that's why I started like making these educational style hunting videos, because I felt called to it. I felt like the only way I could get people to watch is if I gave them something that was worth something. And I didn't have big bucks to give them, so that's why I started making educational hunting videos. That's a long answer. Hope it wasn't too long.
Nope, not at all. Now, like I said, the first video that I ever saw was how to hunt black bear. Now, this question did arise because every time that someone says, oh, hunting black bear, what do I do with all that meat? What do I do with a bear once I get it? I mean, bear's edible, correct?
Oh, yeah, it's very good.
Is bear delicious?
I love it.
Now I heard that.
I would actually take a bear over deer. Now, of course, I've only shot younger bears, like 4-year-old and under.
Spring bear?
One
Fall bear?
was in spring, one was in fall.
Spring
And,
tasted better?
They both were outstanding. Like when I shot the one in the fall, it was only like 130 pounds or something. It was a young bear. And so I had a lot of venison in the freezer, and so I gave a lot of it away because I didn't have a whole lot of room, and I didn't know if I forgot how good it was because I shot the other one so long before that. And then I ate my first steak. I sank my teeth into the first one. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just gave all that away. And I mean, it was so good. So yeah, and then people have said that if you get a big old bear, it's real musty. I don't know. I've never shot a huge old bear, but I will say this: if I ever have a chance at shooting a bear that's like one of the ones I already shot, like 4-year-old or under, I'm gonna do it because it is so good. I don't care. I mean, for me, I don't need a huge bear. It's not about the size of the bear. I'm usually hunting by myself. I can't drag out a 400, 500, 600 pound bear. I mean, give me a 200-pound bear. I can manage that, and it's delicious. So, I love bear meat. It's so good. If one of you guys shoot one, I hope you give me a few steaks.
Bear fat, you render it down. I hear it's really good for cooking.
Yes.
Good for bathing.
Yeah, it's not like deer. Deer fat is very twangy. You can't really use it for anything. It's very gamey, but bear fat is not. Bear fat's very good.
All right, prediction for next year. 200 plus videos on the queue, or less.
I mean, one of the things I've been thinking about, that actually doesn't answer your question. I almost gave away like my long-term plan right there, but I'm not gonna. But as far as video production, I have a lot of videos in mind lined up, and so over the next year, I see a lot of videos in my forecast. It's just a matter of getting the time to make them.
A lot of YouTube sensations, when they're at their height of their game, it seems that they shut down their channel and close up shop, and then they just live from the residuals. Is that something that you would consider?
That's not really in my mind. See, one of the reasons I'm doing what I'm doing is because I feel like that's part of what God's calling me to. And so, unless I'm dead, or unless He calls me to something else, I imagine I'm going to keep doing it for a long time. I imagine my kids taking over at some point when I'm real old and they're grown up.
So we get to look for the little McVeys to be out in the field one day with you?
Yes. Oh yes. I think about that all the time, and I mean, I have number 4 on the way, and they're all like a year and a half apart. So it's like, man, when they're all hitting that age, am I gonna take turns to, who gets to sit with Daddy tonight, and send the other ones like 100 yards off? I'm not sure how I'm gonna handle that just yet, or who, like, each weekend I take one of them on a hunt, and then they have to wait their turn. It's gonna be interesting. We'll have to wait and see what happens when they get that age. I know. I mean, the one's 4, the other one's gonna be 3 in a couple months, and those 2 already want to go out hunting, and so, but who knows if the other ones will. But if they want to do it, I am going to let them do it. I'm not going to make them do it. It's because if you don't want to do it, it's not worth doing. So,
would you like to give a shout out to your wife who's supported you throughout all this time?
Sarah, my love, thank you so much for all that you do and for supporting me, even though hunting isn't necessarily your thing. I'm very fortunate to have a wife that supports me, and she works real hard to make opportunities like this possible for me, where I can get away for a couple days and do a hunt. So thank you. I love you and I appreciate it.
Thank you for letting him run out in the woods with the boys in the rain. And you would like to say...
Don't point the camera at me!
What the...
Well, I'm interested to know what the name's going to change to when your kids start. It's going to be Sean and Kids?
I'd like to take boats for names.
McVeigh Outdoor Adventures.
It'll just be McVeigh Adventures. Well, I guess the public wanted to know, and the public got answers. We're going to be looking forward to those next 2,000 videos.
Yeah.
5 more years of at least shooting them up.
Yeah.
And again, Maryland boys, pay attention. Something's going to happen soon. And I hand back the channel and the controls back to the producer.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Praise the Lord. All right, so the other day, oh, some light. I looked at when we were setting up. I saw Silvio's tent, and it looked like he was popping a wheelie. I'm like, what is going on here? He's got like this whole side's like up in the air. So he's got like some kind of a, what do you got in here? What is this?
It's a portable hammock.
A portable hammock. So let's take a look at Silvio's portable hammock.
2-story.
2-story. Look at that, folks. And that's called jamming it in your tent. That's what that is. I mean, I would be banging my head in here, but hey, if that works.
It works.
That's good stuff.
Pretty comfortable.
So there you have it, folks. That's Silvio's get up. I think it's because you got flooded out in the last one that you're like, okay, I'm jacking myself up in the air now.
There's no way.
There's no more of that.
Well, it was a tough couple days of hunting, and no one even drew their bow back on a big game animal. But this set the stage for some epic showdown for next year. But before I get into that, let's check in with the guys and see what they had to say as their closing remarks. And to kick it off, it was me and Silvio coming back from the morning hunt. I had taken him to a spot to try out, and he kind of played a little joke on the other guys.
What?
What do you think?
Said, is there a deer in the back of there?
What do you think?
Is there? Is there?
Yep. Sure is.
You kidding?
Bingo, boys. Bingo.
It's not good to lie, brother.
No, but it's a little white line.
Ladies and gentlemen, super fan Joe Mainville.
Howdy.
So Joe, did you see any deer this morning?
I did not.
Yeah, not surprised. We've had a rough go.
Yes.
But now that we're fresh out of the woods within the last few minutes, tell me, what's the biggest thing that you say you've learned from this experience that you can carry forward and potentially be more successful the next time you do something like this or simply go hunting?
2 things, I guess.
Okay.
Not just one. I'll give 2.
Whoa.
Persistence.
Yeah.
Because we had like a roller coaster weekend here of seeing a lot of deer when I came in Friday night. Bad weather. So it was a mix of emotions. So persistence to keep going through all that. And just a good attitude.
Yeah.
And just trying to keep positive about the whole thing.
Mr. Corey,
Hey,
congratulations on your first map reading challenge completion. How would you say it went?
successful, I think.
Yeah.
No, other than a deer. I mean, a deer would be a plus, but you know, I've learned a lot.
Okay, give us an example of something you'd say you learned that you think is valuable for your hunting as you go forward.
I just trust the maps, trust aerial photos. You know, I mean, learn your topography. I mean, you got a video. Learn, you know. I took that and studied it, made notes.
Yeah, you had a little bit of a bad break in that they were doing a whole bunch of logging right at your top spot that you had anticipated hunting.
Yeah.
And that's something maybe, I just want to mention that here so that people watching can think about that. That can happen. You can have a spot picked out at your best spot and then you come back and something dramatic like that, like a logging operation moves in and cuts down all the trees. Maybe that's something too, like in the future, you pick out your best spots and then you say, now what will I do if something like that happens when I get back?
That's why it was important to come on and scout. I mean, if it wasn't for the scouting trip, I wouldn't know where even to start. I would have taken the maps, found a good spot, and went there. Yeah. But because of the scout, I had a backup.
You had a backup. That's good. So it's good to have backups. Any final thoughts for the people?
Just go out there, have fun, enjoy.
Yeah, baby. Praise the Lord. This about sums it up right here.
Hold for compressor?
No, I'm recording.
Oh, you want the noise?
So tell us what happened here.
Sad story.
Hole in the tire, basically.
Hole in the tire. Pothole, rut, sharp rock. Bad tires. I should have changed my tires before I left. Didn't have the time. And plan to fail or fail to plan. That's what happens. Next time,
New tires and truck, map breeding 2028, baby. Woo! I'm in it to win it. Woo! I'm staying here till there's a deer going down. I'm sleeping over. I'm staying here a week. I'm staying here a month. I don't care how long it ever takes. The sale of deer is crazy.
I'm brushing my teeth behind the camera, and he's going delusional, folks. I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna brush my teeth and go home. That's the end of this episode of the Map Breeding Challenge. All right, come on. Honestly, I can't end this video with me brushing my teeth. Come on, it was a joke. All right, we're packing up. We're just about done cleaning up camp. I will show you, and we'll get a final goodbye from the guys. So you can see where the tents were, and the last person packing up here is Corey.
Hey, I was the last person here and last person to leave.
Last and last. Save the best for last. Gentlemen, what are your thoughts at the conclusion of the 2016 Map Breeding Challenge? Do you feel defeated?
No.
Do you feel like you're ready to come back another day and conquer something? I don't know.
The deer may have won this battle, but they haven't won the war.
3-0, but 3 goes to deer, 0 us, but there's a winning us sometime.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and technically speaking, folks, Corey and I haven't finished our Map Breeding Challenge because we both went to church. So we're one hunt shy of a full Map Breeding Challenge. Just so you know, it's not actually over. I'd have to come back here. I don't know if that'll happen or not. Boop.
It's not over until it's over.
I'm not as optimistic as them, but yeah. Definitely learned a lot, grew a lot, got some new friends. Can I borrow money?
Well, folks, thanks for watching this episode of the Map Breeding Challenge. And here is where my tent was, in that nice little dry spot. God bless you. Stay tuned for whatever comes next.
Well, in the weeks following this map breeding challenge, the taunting talk between New York and Maryland really began to escalate. So now we're going to settle the score in 2017. It's going to be New York versus MD in PA. So the New York Map Breeding Challenge group is going to team up and go against the Maryland Map Breeding Challenge group. We're going to be meeting it and doing it in Pennsylvania to see who comes out on top. So that way, no one has any advantages. It's going to be skill versus skill. I cannot wait to see what happens. However, there is one question mark. Jason Farmer from the Maryland group is not sure if he's going to be able to make it. So stay tuned to find out how I handle that, or if Jason is able to pull it through and hang in there for his team in the Map Breeding Challenge. So stay tuned for this fall 2017. NY versus MD in PA. We'll see you there. God bless.